The CO lady that handcuffed me and took me to the back was like, man, you got a good dad out there, man. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, they weren't supposed to go through this. They came here with an American dream. They did everything possible, and I failed them. My friends only came one time. After that, they were gone. So they said that to me, and I was like, nah, my friends will always be there. You know, I changed my life around, and now my pops didn't get to see it, which I know from up there, he's probably watching. Like, I started living in this building. The guy that owned it had various houses. He comes knocking on my door one day. What's up? He was like, look, man, I'm coming to sell you the building.
From the streets to real estate investing, our guest today has an amazing heart, always sharing knowledge, always motivating people. He is a true beacon of hope and a shining example of what changing your life can do and the possibility that's available when you change your mindset. Please welcome our guest, JR. Peace, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Definitely. So tell us a little bit about who you are, you know, where you're from, how you came up.
Okay, so my real name is Jair Mora. In Spanish, you could say, you know, the J is sounds like an H, but a lot of people call me JR. In English, you could say Jair and Jair. I got a bunch of different names.
What at the cut you, what Spanish-speaking country is your family from?
My mom is Colombian. My father was Venezuelan. He passed away 13 years ago.
Rest in peace.
Yes, sir. And a couple of my humble background. Yeah, born and raised in Paterson, New Jersey. Two parents household.
Oh, beautiful.
Never really had to hit the streets like that. You know, I had everything I ever wanted. They tried to give me everything that they possibly could.
Yeah.
But, you know, you always want more.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Always want more. And saw a lot around me that I wanted that they couldn't give. So, you know, I did what I had to do, like everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
That's a product of that environment.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people that come from the hood and those types of communities, they end up doing bad. You know, they could become statistics.
Yes.
You know, what was the spark for you, or what makes you different that you didn't end up in that type of position?
I guess the upbringing, man. I had my moms and my pops always on me, especially when I was doing something wrong. My moms and my pops would just cross my mind like, damn. You know, so I didn't want to, you know, disappoint them. But it came to a point where I guess, you know, they came to this country with a goal, you know, the American dream. What's the American dream? Buy a house with a white picket fence, and they were able to do that. Wow. You know, so by doing that, they had to work. What comes with work? A lot of hours. I had a lot of freedom. You know, back then, we were going to school by ourselves. We would walk by ourselves. They would be at work by 6:30, 6:45. So from 6 to 8, I'm at home alone. You know, I had to dress up, make my own food, go to school, walk with the kids from the neighborhood to the school, come back home. I went to Tech.
Okay.
Passaic County Tech. Then getting out of school, you know, the usual time was 4 or 5 o'clock. So from 2 to 5, I was by myself. You know, so, you know, things start running through your mind and you see things and you want a part of that. And that's how I ended up, you know, just doing what I was doing.
Yeah. Wow.
So I didn't like really like get in trouble like that because I wasn't a bad kid, you know what I'm saying? I just like the streets. I like to hang out, be with the guys. And I was always the younger guy. So I saw what they were doing and I wanted a piece of that. I wanted some of that. So that's how I ended up, you know, doing what I was doing.
You know, it's interesting you say that because even part of my story, you know, because someone who was in the streets as well, it's very similar. What exists is this desire to want more, but not just materialistic, but just more.
Better and fit in with everybody. Because, you know, back then, my mom's always gave me what I wanted, but she could only be limited.
Right.
You know, back then, I don't know if you guys remember, you would go to Pathmark and there'd be a basket with sneakers. So what's your size? Well, 5 or whatever. All right, boom. That's what you're going to wear.
Yeah.
And the Adidas and all that stuff was once a year for the whole school year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So as I got older, I was like, I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So my thing was always sneakers.
Yeah.
Sneakers and looking fly.
Yeah. I definitely relate because my mother worked at Mark. I don't know if you're familiar with Mark.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, and I grew up in a single parent household. So, just after a while, like we used to put stuff on layaway.
Yeah.
If y'all remember layaway.
Yeah, of course.
We used to go right to Woolworth, right on Main Street and put stuff on layaway. But by the time I got it, it was out of style. Like,
Yeah.
and so, that's interesting, how much, like I remember there was this one brother, his name was Gary.
Mm-hmm.
So as a child, I'm from 10th Ave.
Yeah.
But as a child, I used to live on Mill Street. And so I used to live on Mill and Grand. There was a brother named Gary. And Gary used to be fresh. Had the leather jacket, you know what I mean? The gold chain and everything like that. And I remember being young, like, man, I want that. And I think that whether it's from the underworld, right, or being negative or in a positive world, or legal, whatever, I think that something that's consistent is a desire.
Yes.
Like a lot of people ask me, like, how, what was the spark for me? What was, and I would say there's a lot of things that played a part, but definitely just a strong desire. Would you agree that that's what exists?
Yes, of course. And then it comes a time where you start thinking like, yo, this can't last forever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just your mindset kicks in. Like, what's next?
Yeah, it's interesting because as I'm listening to you, to me being born in Haiti and having Haitian parents, I kind of experienced the same thing. My mother working 2 jobs, my father working as well, and it gave me just a lot of freedom.
Yes.
And with that freedom came, hanging with friends and, embracing just culture that isn't the most beneficial, we'll say. And it just drags you in, you're not really thinking of the negative aspects of it, right? When you're doing it.
Fun at the same time.
Exactly. You're just trying to enjoy, right? But yeah, no, that's definitely very relatable. I see it.
Yeah. I think, when a lot of mothers, right, they ask me for advice, especially when they have sons. They're like, what can I do with my son? And as much as I love where I'm from, I love Patterson. I love the people from Patterson.
That's right.
One of the things that I tell them, that I suggest is move out. And that's like no knock to the city, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you're talking about like urgent solution to a problem. Take them out of that environment, because my mother, even though I grew up in a single parent household or whatnot, my mother being from the Dominican Republic, like she raised me with good principles. Right. It's not her fault. And I think that she might have like embodied some guilt because of the route that I took. But, and I tell her even to this day, and I've told her like, Ma, like you did a great job.
Yeah.
It's me. Like I lived on 23rd. I went outside. This is what I saw.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it.
Yeah, my parents were the same way too. Like, where did we go wrong? What did we do? We gave you everything. It's like, you didn't do nothing. You did everything you were supposed to do. Yeah. It's just, we're out there. Like you just said, you're out there, you've seen, and you want a piece of that. And you think you're doing nothing wrong, but in actuality, you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A pivotal moment for me. I have like a few pivotal moments that sparked my transformation. I remember I got, I'm trying to think which charge that was. But I caught a charge, and so I'm going into court. They take you to the I was about to say precinct, I guess New York. The holdings, not the county, the step before the county.
111 Broad.
Yeah, 111.
The holding cells.
Exactly. So then after that you gotta go in the elevator, face the wall, and everything.
Yeah,
so I'm coming out, right. I'm shackled from wrist to feet, and I'm coming into the courtroom, and I remember I look and I see my mother's face. You know what I mean? So her face just looked so distraught, heartbroken. And like, I was just like, damn, like I would just like put my head down in shame. And that to this day, I can still feel it. Like,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Cause I go through that. Well, so I went through something like that familiar too. When I was going down, I didn't want my moms to come. So my pops would come with me. So he went to my last court hearing where they were sentencing me. And I just remember, because me and my father got tight towards the end, because my father was, he was young, he was working, drinking and stuff like that. So my time was more with my mom's, but towards the end, he was, more into my life. And boom, he goes to my sentencing day, and the judge sentenced me. Oh, you getting the X amount of years or whatever. And I look back, and I just see my father, man, with a tear coming down, and the CO lady that handcuffed me and took me to the back was like, man, you got a good dad out there, man. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I know, man. I wish I could just give him a hug, man. She led him to the back. She let him go real quick while I'm handcuffed. And he got to hug me and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that. Like, so what you feel, I think about that too all the time. It's not, I think about it like, damn, man. Like, they weren't supposed to go through this.
Right.
They came here with an American dream. They did everything possible. Right. And I failed them.
Right.
I failed them. And that bothers me to this day.
Yeah.
To this day, when I think about it, I'm like, damn, man. But, I changed my life around. And now my pops didn't get to see it, which I know from up there, he's probably watching like, damn. Because I know he would have been right here with me too. Yeah. Because he loved all the real estate stuff and the politics. And I knew if I would have had something going wrong with my buildings or whatever, your dad, don't worry about it. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have a job too now. I work. Yeah. So I know there's times where I need somebody to be there. I knew he would have been there. Yeah. So right now he would have been like, yes, gun ho with my son.
Right. Yeah.
And my mom, she's absolutely proud of me now. She looks at me like, wow, Yeah, I thought you was gonna go the other route, but now, thank God.
And I guess that can make you appreciate it more when you see the transformation of your offspring. That they're going the wrong way, and then you finally get that fulfillment once they see that, okay, maybe what I was trying to instill in him, it didn't just go in one ear out the other. He just had to catch up with it.
Now that we're here talking, like, it never did, because everything they taught me stood here. Stood here. To them, it just went in through one ear, go out the other. But nah, man, there's a lot of things that they say now that I look and I'm like, wow, they did say that. It was going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. Like when I went to jail, none of my friends came. None of my friends, only my mom, my dad. Well, my mom, I didn't want her to come. So she only came to one of my visits. And my dad, my brother would come. But my friends only came one time. After that, they were gone. They said that to me. And I was like, nah, my friends will always be there. My friends. And not that they're not my friends today, but, because a lot of them are still my friends, still associates. I don't blame them for not coming. But, when you're in your worst times in hospital or in jail, they're supposed to be there. And they weren't. And they said those things to me.
It's interesting. Like, I find that my mother still doesn't trust me, man. Like even like sometimes, because I still go on the block. And my mother would be like, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what you doing? I'm like, Mom, seriously? Yeah. I left the streets in 2006. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, I don't know if it's, I brought her a lot of pain.
Yeah, we brought them a lot of pain, because I go through that too now. Because a lot of my friends, not a lot, a few of them are still active, And my mom knows my whole business. She knows everything. She knew at the end, she was just like, what I gotta do?
Right.
So when I hang around these certain individuals, or I go on the block or whatever, like,
right,
be careful, please.
Oh, okay, I'm not the only one.
Nah, bro. Like, what are you doing? Why are you with them? You can't afford it. Like, Mom, those are my guys, man.
Right.
Yeah. Those are my guys.
Yeah.
I can't stop. Who else am I gonna be friends with? I can't just go somewhere. Hey, what's up? We're friends now. No, these are my guys for many years.
Yeah, indeed. So tell us a little bit about the prison and the jail time. Like, as much as you care to share, how old were you?
That was in 94. Came home 96, and I was on parole, probation, all that stuff. And then from there, I started a job, because you're on probation, parole, and all that stuff. You gotta have a job, and it's crazy because I ended up working with my uncle. We were making fake ammunition for the army, and was getting paid decent. And that was kind of like my first job. I had like jobs from when I was in grammar school, from, those little programs that they put you on.
Pick.
Yeah, stuff like that. But nothing ever serious. This was I had to get a job. and it was one of those where we were making fake ammunition for the army, and my uncle got me in there, and then that still wasn't enough, because I came home with like, I'm gonna be all right, I'm gonna be all right. But 8 months in, I was like, man, fuck this shit, fuck this shit. But you know what's crazy? After that, I kept a job and still fucking around here and there, dipping and dabbing. I wasn't no Pablo Escobar or nothing like that, but I was making enough where I used to save my chips. And my friends used to always crack. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, yo, spend your money. Nah, I'm saving it. I was always a saver. But at the same time, I fucked off a lot of money too.
No doubt.
And then from there, I just kept working. I met some dude in there. He made me a lot of money too because he was a heavy gambler. So I was, hustling, working. He would lose and ask me like, yo, listen, can you let me borrow a couple dollars? Of course. But for every dollar I lend you, you got to give me some interest back. That's how I made a lot of my money through him. You know what a sociedad is?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing those a lot too.
For those who don't know, can you explain a little bit?
Sociedad is when you get like a group of people and everybody puts in, I'm gonna give you a low number, like $1,000. So it's 10 people, everybody gives $1,000. I mean $100 or whatever the case might be. But at the end of your number, at the end of the month, you get your $1,000. It's like a savings.
Okay, like a susu.
A susu.
Okay,
There you go,
yeah.
a susu.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do a lot of those, and I used to take a lot. 10,000 susus here, $2,000 susus here.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying no rent. My mom's, I used to give her a couple dollars here and there, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I made a lot of my money. Save, and then I would save that.
So something else that I hear, right, because this show is called Raw Success, so we're always looking for gems and things to pick up because we believe that success principles are universal.
Right.
So, I also hear your antennas always up for an opportunity.
Of course, that's me. My antennas are always up for an opportunity. I always jump on those.
Yeah. So in terms of your prison term, how was that? I'm a felon and everything, but I never did prison time. What was that experience like?
Like it was like you see in the movies, man. Just like you see in the movies. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to come home.
How did you spend your time or invest your time?
Working out, talking shit with the guys, sleeping a lot. I slept a lot.
Playing chess?
Yes, I played chess. I would stay away from the card games and dominoes and stuff. That brings trouble. I was always like one of those guys that got cool with everybody. I was cool with everybody. I knew what boundaries to cross and what not. Like if I knew that card games would bring you trouble, I'd stay away from that.
Nice.
Dominoes, always arguing. Stay away from that. Chess is a one-on-one, Even though you could get into it, because we would play touch and move. You touch, you move. Oh,
right.
Man, but I was
Right.
And then, and like I said, nobody wants to be in there. I never had a problem. Just maybe one time I had to show who I was. I was locked up in Hudson County.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm from Patterson. So it's, whatever. So they used to give us these jackets. And I laid it down, put my head down. This dude sat on it. So I'm looking around. I'm like, he's testing me.
Clear test.
So I had to jump down his throat. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing, man? Get off my shit. Man, you Patterson niggas, this, that, whatever. Didn't get into no altercation. But yeah, I had to, put him in his place.
Yeah.
So when you show it, so it's like the whole cell block against Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw I didn't back down. I'm not no killer or fighter like that, but they saw nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to get into nothing. But when you see somebody that's confronting you back, they fall back. Mm-hmm. So that happened. Then another time, some dude tried to steal my shampoo. Mm-hmm. That's when I had to put my hands on him. Mm-hmm. But that was I caught him, put my hands on him, and that was it. That's the only time I really had anything crazy happening. Other than that, like I said, I was cool with everybody. I got cool with everybody.
I know back during that time, I'm not sure how gangs were.
There was no gangs. There was what was coming up was the Latin Kings. Mm-hmm. So I was asked to be a Latin King. I'm not down with that. There was hardly no Bloods or Crips. Mm-hmm. You heard about it, but it was nothing crazy. Yeah. It was more like Latin Kings, Nieta, and stuff like that I was asked to get down with. But I was never down with any of that. I used to say I'm a one-man gang.
Yeah. Do you in this day and time, in today's age, do you think like if somebody goes to prison, and I hope nobody goes to prison, but if they do, can they still stay neutral and survive that environment, or you think?
You can. I think you can, but it's tough, man, because now you're segregated. You got Crips here, you got Bloods here. So whichever cell block you're gonna land on, most likely they're gonna try to convert you. And if you don't, you get into something, somebody's gonna test you. You're gonna get into something. Who you got to back you up?
Right.
Oh, now you by yourself, bro.
Right.
You by yourself. So either you get down or lay down. So a lot of these young kids are weak-minded, like, fuck it, let me get down. And they get down. They become Bloods, and then they don't know what comes after that. That's it, you're in.
So for the young people that are watching, what suggestion would you have for them? Not just prison, but just in general. You mentioned that a lot of them are weak-minded, which I agree. What suggestions would you have for them?
Just stay to yourself. Or what, if they get locked up?
Just in general.
In general, just, man, mind your business, man. Stay focused. Listen to your parents, if there is any parents now, because most of these kids that are growing up, they're grandma babies,
Yeah, and so, a lot of the fathers are not home.
Yeah, and a lot of the fathers are not home. So I just say, the internet and all this rap shit, don't listen to that. But it's hard to tell these kids that, because they look at you like, bro, get out of here, you don't know shit.
Because we didn't.
Because
we were that age.
Yeah, we were that age too. Because I have guys too. Like we do have barbershop talks, and guys on my own block where I have my properties at, I'll sit down and talk to them, and they don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, I'll ask them, what you doing with your money, man? Nah, man, I'm trying to get like you, Jay. How? You got money put up? Nah, man, I'm trying to. Nowadays, the game ain't like it was back then. Back then, you take $100 and make $1,000. Now you take $100, you're only making like $50, $60. But it's just how fast you sell it.
Well, why do you think? So, like you said, we were that age, definitely. However, I would say, in your you got me by a few years. I feel like to a degree we listened. Like, like for example, like I remember when the Nation of Islam was around, we respected that. Or if an OG got locked up, he came home, we respected that. And when I mean OG, I don't mean like gang OG, because my era, well, the gangs came later, but I'm originally from the era of blocks. So, but if, we respected the OG. So initially we respected our elders, but I see that these young people nowadays, it's like they have no respect for old ladies. And this is not me bashing the youth. I do a lot of mentorship group. I speak to the youth. So this is not like bashing this generation either. I mean, we're just speaking to what it is. What do you think? What do you think caused the shift or the decline? Better,
I think that whole thing. I know you heard it before, the crack babies and stuff like that. A lot of parents became drug addicts and stuff like that, and left kids behind with like I said, with their grandmas and stuff like that. Grandmas ain't got no control. They're out on the streets. They don't have no type of respect for nobody. Like you asked me before, what's the advice you can give these kids? I've tried, but they look at me like, man, get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit. So I don't even know where to start. I'm trying to give you advice. You know what I mean? I guess you just have to know that, bro, that's where, like we were talking before, my parents talking to me, going through my mind, like, damn, man. Yeah. Somewhere down the line, you got to know that this is not going to end good.
Yeah, and I think
you got to have that.
Yeah, definitely. Also, too, our parenting, even though I grew up with a single parent household, I definitely I had my first child when I was 19. You know what I mean? So I think definitely like the culture of the area, but also just parents. I think that we were raised with parents who were really parents.
Parents, yeah.
Maybe weren't successful to a degree.
Yeah, but they were parents.
Now you got a lot of young people having parents, and I had a child young, who are trying to be more like an older friend.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a part of it.
That's a part of it too. But you know what I have noticed, man? A lot of dads are being dads now too.
Yeah, that's true.
I noticed that a lot, man.
Yeah.
I see a lot of dads with their kids and stuff like that, and that's good, man. That's good. But then again, there's more of the other side. There's not a lot of parents. There's not a lot of dads. But I do notice that there's a lot of dads in the kids' lives now.
So what was the spark for your transformation? So you came home, you're working.
So I came home,
you still dibbling and
dabbling. I came home to a pair of Air Force Ones and a Kangol hat, just like that, white. Yeah. So boom, I'm working. I'm still going on the block. I see the guys with the cars and the girls, and you know how it is. 8 months in, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I gotta get in.
get back in.
Yeah, so I started, doing my little thing here and there. I started living in this building where I showed you the other day in Patterson, across the street from the ER, St. Joe's Hospital. I started living there, and the guy that owned it had various houses. He had multiple houses everywhere, and I used to collect his rent. Clean the building, clean the hallway, the front, take his garbage out.
That was like a side job for you?
No, I would just do it. Like Don Luis, don't worry about it. I got it, man. Whenever you come on the first, I got your rent for me and the rest of the people. And I got him used to that. And he was so nice, man. A few times I would give him my rent. He'd be like, nah, take it back, man. I'm like, nah, Louis, come on. I'm the type of guy, come on 3 times. After the 3rd time, all right. Yeah. So I used to always tell him, Louis, whenever you're ready to sell this building, come to me. Yeah, I'm young. I'm thinking he ain't taking me serious. He knew what I was about. He comes knocking on my door one day. I'm like, oh, shit. What's up, Louis? What's up? I got the rent, whatever, for everybody. He's like, man, just hold on to that. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, keep it. I was like, what, the whole thing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, damn, Louis, come on. I can't. Again, 3rd time. All right, fuck it. Wow, what's up? He was like, look, man, I'm coming to sell you the building. I'm like, you for real? He's like, yeah, I'm coming to sell you the building. So I was going on vacation. So I was like, damn. I'm like, all right, bet. So he gave me the conditions on how to get the building. He says, look, I'm going to do this for you because I like you and I want you to do good. This is not no overnight thing. This later on in the future, you're going to benefit off this, but you got to follow my directions. I was like, all right, cool. So what is it? He was like, give me $50,000 cash and I'll hold your mortgage. I was like, all right, what do you mean? So he explained it to me. Look, I'll hold you give me $50,000 cash, $1,000 a month, but I need you, and I'll do everything. I'll give you the deed and everything through lawyers and everything. But if you fuck up 3 times, you lose your $50,000 and you got to give me the building back. And
Not to cut you, hold your thought. When you say hold your mortgage, can you explain what that is?
Hold my mortgages, he's kind of like being the bank.
Got it.
The seller financing.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know the exact terms for that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what he did. Okay. So he's holding my mortgage and he's like, every year or every other month, I'm going to come make sure that you got insurance on the building and you're paying your taxes. If you fuck up any of that shit, the building's back to me and you lose your $50,000. So I was like, all right, boom. I go on vacation. I'm like, all right, boom. I gotta get my hustle on. Because I told him to let me go on vacation, come back. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till you come back. Building is yours, bro. Don't worry about it. Just give me the 50 racks. So I'm like, all right. I leave, come back. I get on my grind. Boom. I call my moms. I'm like, yo, mom, my dad, this is what's going on. She's like, oh, wow. And how you gonna do that? I was like, well, I got the 50 racks, but I want you to be there because I don't want this guy, even though he's nice to me, I want you to make sure that I'm not getting fucked over. All right, boom. So we go to the lawyer. We tell the lawyer exactly what's going on. His lawyers get together. They break down the contract and whatever it is that me and spoke about. He comes up to my house that day after the lawyer spoke and everything. I give him his $50,000. The building is mine.
It's amazing.
So he held on to it for he said he was going to give me 2 years. No, 3 years. I gave him his money in 2 years. I refinanced in 2 years later.
And then put it in your name.
Put it in my name, which was the wrong thing to do because I didn't know that back then. You should have put it into an LLC. But I did it under my name. So fast forward, I gave him his money. I always thought about, all right, now I know what I got to do because I cashed out. I mean, like, I gave him whatever I owed because he sold me the building in actuality for $225, the whole building for $225 back then. On paper, it was at $175.
How many units were in the building?
3 units, a store, and a little studio in the back.
That's great. Okay,
Yeah.
so commercial.
Yeah, it's commercial mixed use. So I had a hard time trying to refinance it back then because of mixed uses. They're very hard to refinance. So I was able to refinance, cash out, pay him, and cash out with a couple of dollars. I cashed out with like 70,000 or something like that. So in my head, drug dealer mentality. Damn, we put the 50,000 away. Now I got 20 to play with.
Uh-huh.
Or what I do, I fucked it off, trying to flip it. Boom, 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 here, there, which I did. Made out good. Fast forward 2000. Oh, wait, before that, my mentality was like, now I'm going to do this again. I'm going to keep doing this. But no, 2008, the stock market hit and all that. Houses crashed.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody wanted to refinance my building. So I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? So fast forward again, all those through 2008, all the way to like not too long ago, a couple of years ago, right? A couple of years back, I kept trying to refinance. Nobody would want to deal with me because I was from Patterson. Oh, everybody in Patterson was refinancing, not paying the houses off. So that's why you've seen a lot of abandoned houses. People cash out and just let them go. So nobody wanted to deal with nobody from Patterson. What happened after that? I was like, damn, what am I going to do now? I don't want to use the money that I have to fix this building because I got a couple of dollars saved up, but I don't want to, use my own money. I got to use their money, So, like, what am I going to do? I tried to refinance and nobody wanted to refinance. I had doors closed on my face. Like, oh, what do you have? Oh, I got a mixed use in Patterson. Get out of here. So, my brother tells me, oh, social media came on Instagram. So my brother's like, hey, man, there's this guy on social media posting all these houses that he's buying. I'm like, damn, man, maybe you got to connect this sign. I don't know. Who is this guy? He shows me. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. I know people are going to flip out now, but his name was Caesar, Flipping NJ.
Flipping NJ, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say Florio.
No, well, Florida did a big change to Patterson. That's why all the rents in Patterson are so high and all these properties are so high in Patterson because of Florio. He stepped up the game for everybody. So then Caesar comes in, he does a seminar. So I told my brother, I said, listen, I don't know what this guy's about or whatever, but I want to go to his seminar because if he's got all these people that he said he's going to bring to the seminar, I'm gonna network with these people. And one of these people are going to take me to where I need to go. Smart. Take me to the water, I'll drink after that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and that's how it was. He held up a seminar, and not for nothing, man. Whatever he's going through right now, whatever it is, that's on him. But he shook the whole real estate industry up. Everybody wanted to be a realtor after that. Everybody wanted to get into houses. And I went to one of his seminars, and I met someone there that took me to refinance the building. So I cashed out, and that's where I'm at today, buying properties and another building. I bought another building down the street from there. I bought a lot behind the building that I originally owned, which I showed you.
Yeah, that was nice.
And I'm in the process, kind of like in the process of buying the building next door to where the Airbnb's at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one too. And that's what I did. And so, I just kept flipping the money.
Man, there's so much to unpack there.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack. Yeah, I'm just giving you the
No,
quick.
that's great. I have two questions. You know what I mean? You got something you want to go?
No, Go ahead. I do want to add on though, but yes, go ahead.
So, so one thing that I noticed, yeah, this is beautiful. So one thing that I noticed, right? So they say luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, because I was
listening to him. Yeah.
Listen, bro, I got a story on that one too, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Don't forget.
No, I'm not gonna forget because it's part of my story.
So I just think it's so amazing that you so happen to move to this building.
Yes.
Right? Like there's just that alone, right? So that's number one. So I just wanted to point that out. What I wanted to ask you, so I have two questions, is what did you said his name was Luis Freitas.
All right. Shout out to him, man.
Don Luis, yeah, definitely. Because his brother's doing a lot of great work in the community because you gave him a chance. He absolutely served a lot of people in his life. You don't even know what you did.
Yes. He's way older.
Word.
But still.
What did he see in you? Like, what? Because remember, this is called raw success. So we want people to be able to follow, because we believe success is a formula. So what was it about you that he saw that, number one, he could trust you?
Yes.
Number two, that you can handle this opportunity. What was it about you that he saw? And maybe he should be here, but
yes. Well, I could tell you, I was, like I said, look, I'm not because I'm here, I'm trying to speak, but I could stand on any block in Patterson, anywhere in the world, and nobody could ever say I fucked you over, beat you for anything. When I came and bought something from you, it was always on the money, never $100 short, $10 short, nothing. Your money was always there. I'm pretty sure when people do things like that, they ask before they do. You know, so I'm pretty sure he went around and asked. He knew my dad from being, you know, Cologne's warehouse, hardware store in Patterson. Mm-hmm. He was always there. And he saw that I came from a good family and a good upbringing. And he saw my hustler mentality. He seen me. He knew what I was doing. But he took a liking to me. You know, I was always on point with him. I used to tell him, don't worry about it. I got your rent. I got it. On the first or whenever it is that you come, your rent is there. I would keep the building clean. And I guess he liked that. He never had a son. He had a daughter. So anytime he ever needed to do something, I would always tell him, Louis, whenever you need anything, just come get me. He would come get me and my boy next door, Alfred. Yo, guys, I need you to take this garbage out for me in such place. Boom. All right, cool. Or I would send a couple, you know, cleans, like, yo, go out this guy out, whatever. I'll give you a couple of dollars. So he saw that in me, and I guess he trusted me, and like I said, he took a liking to me. He saw it in me. I don't know what it is that he saw, but he took a liking to me. He trusted me with that, because you know how it is. You're a realtor. Mm-hmm. People sell, they want their money.
Absolutely.
And he was able to, you know, hold my mortgage. And
you know, what I see is, and this is good for everybody who's listening, you were a trustworthy man.
Yes. And like I said, and I'll say it again, my face is clean wherever I go. Wherever I go. I could stand on any block in Patterson, and nobody would ever have anything bad to say about me, like, as far as, you know, him beating me or doing some grimy shit. All my beefs were over fucking girl. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't ever really a beef. Well, I don't like him because maybe this girl liked me or whatever the case might be, but it was never nothing on no monetary stuff.
Yeah, so we see he's a man of integrity. So you were trustworthy.
Yes, sir.
He's a man of integrity. He's a man of his word.
Yes, sir.
And he had a solid reputation.
So
these are things
to this day.
Indeed. So these are things for the young men and women who are listening. These are qualities that we can all emulate. You know, so my last question, also too, I have to say this. Obviously, he saw the drive in this man.
Yeah, I had a drive.
You know that he was motivated. He was a hustler, and he was getting to it. And when I say hustler, I don't mean selling drugs, even though that is part of his past or part of his story. What I meant is he got to it. His antenna was up. The other question that I had, you mentioned that it was a mistake to put the property in your name and not an LLC. Can you explain to anyone just so they can be informed of why?
So if you put your property into an LLC, now your name is off of it. Of course, you know, your name is still on it, but not on it where you're
protected.
No, not only are you protected, but you're not on it like you're like, what do you say? What's that called when
liable?
No. When your credit.
Mm-hmm. Accountable?
No, what's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, I should have put it into an LLC and not put it under my name.
For the leverage, pretty much.
Exactly, for the leverage. And, you know, your name is, whenever you want to go buy a car now you're, or whatever it is that you want to buy, you're always going to see that there. You know, you got a house. Mm. You got a house. So you put it under an LLC, your name doesn't appear on nothing. So you're able to move around different. But you're getting money.
That's a jewel.
But you're getting money on the side, you know.
Mm-hmm. Rentals. So sort of because the LLC is like an entity within itself.
Exactly.
It doesn't have like sort of the other things.
Your debt to ratio. I'm sorry. Yeah, your debt to ratio. When you go buy another property, that's not lingering on. Mm-hmm. You know, because another mistake I did was I used to take a lot of losses. doing my taxes. Oh yeah, I'm making money. Let me go buy this. Oh well, you can't. Your debt to ratio is this high. You got this building costing this much. You can't get nothing else. So I'm like, damn, how am I gonna do this? So when I refinanced the second time, I refinanced it into an LLC. That's when I was able to acquire everything else because now I don't have my debt to ratios very low. You don't appear on nothing. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was able to do. That's why I said put it into an LLC. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know you have a question. As far as that's concerned, but how do you? So I understand the debt to ratio thing, but what about the income? Because now you have True Khepra, right? So whatever income I have is tied to True Khepra. But if I start an LLC, how is the income? How do I show? You get what I'm saying?
No, what do you mean? Like
so
when you go do your taxes and stuff like that?
No, when acquiring a property. So with the LLC, I understand how now True Khepra
LLC.
debt is not tied to the LLC.
Right.
But what about the income? Because now the LLC doesn't have an income, right?
No, the LLC has an income. That's what all your income's gonna go to. Your LLC. Your income, your name is separate from everything now.
So I can use someone who's can use their income for the LLC, but not the debt.
Not the debt.
Is that how it goes?
No, the debt is different because now whatever you're making on the property, that's got its own identity. It's like a person. Right. It's working itself. That's an identity. True is someone different.
Yeah. No, I mean like starting off. So let's say like I want to buy this property, right?
Right.
So there's the LLC and there's True Khepra. So True Khepra has income, but the LLC doesn't. So how can I, I guess, I don't know what the word is, the terminology, prove to the bank or have the bank give me a loan if the LLC doesn't have income?
Income? You won't get a loan because you have to prove that you're getting some type of income on the LLC.
And is that where then True Khepra, the person, comes in?
No, because True Khepra is someone different. Your LLC has to show that it's making money.
Yeah. So
making money.
So pretty much the building itself, you have tenants. You have
tenants, yeah.
And that's the income
that's
you're
income
showing.
That's coming in, that you're showing. Oh. So depending on what type of income you're making, now you could go borrow off of that. Like let's say you go to the bank. The buildings, let's just say making $100,000 a year. You go borrow, you want to go get a loan off that LLC. They're going to look at that LLC and be like, all right, it makes $1,000 a year. Yeah, we'll give you $50,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because you're making money off of it. They're not going to give you the full $100,000. They're going to give you a percentage.
So if I understand you correctly, if it's a new LLC, doesn't have anything under it, you have to at least show the potential. Like, listen, I'm acquiring this property. The property's worth this amount. I'm going to charge this rent. And so the LLC is going to make this amount. So that the bank goes, oh, okay.
You got to look at the bank like, what would you do? Would you lend somebody that type of money if it's not making money? Because I could tell you it's going to make money, but is it making money? Would you lend that person that money?
Right. No,
that's how you got to look at things. That's the way I look at things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So you got to show that this LLC is making money. It's producing money in order for you to get a loan off of it.
So what I'm saying,
that's what worked for me. I had to show because most of my LLCs I borrowed. I got money put aside. You know, it's the right thing to do. You know, you got to take the benefits from the LLCs. What can you do with LLC? Well, if this LLC is producing this X amount of money, let's borrow some money off of it and just keep it there. You know, you never know when a deal's going to come through. Right. Damn, where am I going to get this money from?
But what if, so day one, right? Let's say somebody opens up, like, okay, I want to acquire the property. Mm-hmm. I start an LLC. So I don't have any income showing for the LLC because I just started it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then how does someone not convince the banks, but show the banks?
Well, you're not going to, I don't think, don't quote me on this because I never did this, but I don't think a bank will give you can buy your first house with an LLC because like I said, maybe if it's a company already, that it shows that it's making money with various properties, then you could do it. But just the regular LLC that has no type of income, I don't think you could do that.
Got it.
You know, so you would have to get it. You would have to go into it conventionally. A year later, refinance it into an LLC.
Got it.
Exactly. And then that LLC is gonna have its own identity, create credit because they're gonna look at the LLC's credit, and then you could acquire, loans on it. You know, you could apply for loans and stuff.
Makes
like
sense.
That.
Thank you.
And it's best to take advantage of some of the first-time home buyer programs. If you purchase like a 4-family,
Exactly. Go to
get
3.
3.5% down, then go to the 3 with 5% and break it down. So it's minimal amount of money you're putting out there while getting max value.
So in that and the 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Right. So your first one should be a 4-family with a 3.5% down. But now you could do conventional loans with 10%, 5%, or 10%.
Yeah.
So let's just go with that one, 3.5%. Boom. You have that for a year. You're supposed to live in it. Right? You refinance it into an LLC. Now your name doesn't appear on nothing, right? So you take advantage of the next one, which is going to be a 3-family under your own name now. And you keep doing that till you get down to your 1-family house that all these 3 are going to help you pay for this one. Wow. Understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you're actually refinancing a year later after you buy into LLCs. Now they become your companies. So just imagine you got 3 LLCs and you could take out loans on each one. Right? And you just have them there, just sitting there, because you're not going to be stupid and go travel and buy yourself a chain or a car, whatever it is. You're just going to have them sitting there because you never know when a Don Luis is going to come through and be like, yo, listen, I could do this for you. Give me 50,000 or even 100,000. You know what? I got that right here. Let me go pull that out. Now you got something paying those loans back. You know, because you got to pay that back. It's not, you know.
As you're talking now, I see one thing that you as an adult and as the investor that parallels you when you were younger, and that was always being ready for whatever opportunity comes. So even with the real estate, you wouldn't just go ahead and just put all the money up. You'll put some money aside because you never know when the next opportunity is gonna come.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be smart. You gotta be ready. Like I said, you know, if you got these properties, refinance them, put them into LLCs, borrow off the LLCs, have the money sitting there, because you know you never know when the opportunity is gonna come. Or a rainy day. Let's say something happens to your house. You don't want to come out. This is another thing. I don't like to come out of my own pocket. I like to use that money. So they say something wrong goes with the house. You need to put some siding or whatever. Yeah, let's take it out of there. Boom, put it back. The rents are gonna pay that back, and you're not even using your money. Your work money should be your fuck off money, if you want to put it like that. That's what I do. I don't have no kids by choice, so it's a little easier for me. You know, all my working money is just for me to hang out, do what I want.
Yeah. Now you one of your mentees, which is your stepdaughter, she just purchased a 3-family home?
Yes. She purchased her first.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's amazing.
And that was because, you know, I that's all I talk about at home. Real estate. She caught an ear to it, and she's doing it. She's doing well right now. Like right now, she can literally go make 100,000 off of it if she sells it. Wow. She bought it for 5. And right now, you know how the market is right now.
3-family, forget about it.
And in Patterson, thanks to Florio and all the other investors that are there.
So you see, family, he's not just talking. Like, this man knows what he's talking about. He has the properties, number one. And he's also teaching people, not just with words. We have one person, I'm pretty sure there's more, who actually followed the formula, and now they have a property.
This is a blueprint. If you follow this blueprint, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong because, number one, it's positive. Number two, you're not hurting nobody. It's legal. That's what I tell her all the time is, yo, this shit is legal. It's like, bro, I can't even wrap my head around this. Like, I don't even got to look over my back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look,
unless
not too long
Caesar.
ago. Caesar?
I said, unless you're Caesar.
Unless you're Caesar, yeah. You know what? Shout out to Caesar. I know a lot of people be like, oh, fuck Caesar. But shout out to him, man, because he shook the industry up.
Absolutely.
And he did, you know, what at the time we thought it was positive. You know what I'm saying?
But it was positive. It was. Look what you got out of it.
No, it wasn't. Because everything he did say, I went to these seminars because that's another thing. Everything that he did, I wanted to. Maybe not to that type of scale, but I wanted to acquire more properties because having all those houses, that's just a big headache. You know, I just want to live good. You know, have residual income coming in and be able to retire off of this. You know what I mean? And I'm hopefully, God willing, I'll get there. You know.
You know, another piece of the formula that I see, 2 things. Number one, you didn't let that issue stop you. You were like, yo, I gotta figure this out. and of not being able to refinance.
Yes,
Like
yes.
you didn't like some people will probably have stopped. Oh, I can't
I
do
know,
it.
but I was at that point where like, I give up, man. What am I gonna do? Because there were the bank that I did have, which was Flushing Banks in Queens. I found that bank in Queens. They told me, we're gonna refinance your house. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, cool, but I know there's a process to this. Oh yeah, Friday we'll call you. Friday came, and all we can do is just reassess your house and bring your mortgage down by a couple $100. I said, but I thought I was gonna be able to refinance. Nah, you're not gonna be able to. We're gonna modify your loan. So at that point, I was like, man, fuck this, man. I give up. I'm just gonna have to use my own money.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point to this game is not to use your own money, because you got all these advantages and all these opportunities with having real estate that you need to pull the trigger on. And I wanted to, but then Caesar came, and everything he did speak was on point. Because I went to these seminars just to make sure that what I was thinking was the truth. And he put a stamp on it. His whole seminars was like, I was like, yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, so I am on the right track. Yeah. You know, and I was able to meet someone there that was able to help me refinance the house.
Yeah, so that's the other piece that I hear too. So you wasn't stopped. Number one, you had challenges.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's important for people to know, that this challenge
And this
wasn't
game,
that easy.
this game is not easy, bro. This is a waiting game. This is not like drugs. You take $100 and you flip it, and right away you see the money. Nah, here is longevity. And if you can have that in your mindset, that this is a longevity thing, that you're gonna be all right.
And
that's what I tell my daughter too. I'm like, yo, listen, man. I know right now you're not seeing a big margin of profit, but in the long run, you will. Trust me, because you're gaining equity. Another thing I tell people too is like every year, you're getting a raise. That's the way I put it. Why? Because you're increasing on your rents.
That's true.
Look, I just spoke to someone the other day. He's got properties all over and commercial buildings everywhere. His rent increases were going up. He says, I'm sending out all my leases. You know how much he's making? $155,000 just on rent increases, and that's all to his pocket.
Wow.
amazing.
Who's fucking with that, man? I'm looking at this, man. I'm like, wow. I'm not there yet, nor do I think I want to be there, because that comes with a lot of shit, a lot of headaches and stuff like that. Like I said before, I just want to live good, be able to do what I do now at ease, live a peaceful life, do the 4 pillars. What are the 4 pillars, True?
Oh, man, the 4 pillars are...
Eat your fruits, drink your water, mind your business, and give a lending hand when you can. Yeah. That's what I do, man. That's what, I just want to live peacefully, because a lot of this, you got to be mentally strong for all of this too, man. Because sometimes you could be anywhere. You could be chilling. I don't have a management company. I do everything myself. You know, you could be chilling somewhere, having a drink or whatever the case might be. Oh man, it's raining outside. I got a leak. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Well, I don't have no hot water. Damn. I gotta go and fix this boiler, or I gotta get somebody on the horn. Yo, listen, man, get down there quick. You know what I mean?
Is there a particular reason that you don't hire a management? Like, what's the reason?
Number one, I love this.
I
love. You could talk to me about real estate all day and talk about it.
Another formula, Jewel. He loves what he does.
I love it. So it doesn't feel like a job to me. I like when, like just the other day, it happened to me. A hot water heater busted. Boom! I go down to the basement. I didn't even turn the lights on, but from the lights from the streets, I see the water. I see the floor shining. I'm like, the fuck is that? Turn on the lights, water to your ankles, man. I'm like, God, man. So, like I said, it's things that comes with the game, man. And what I do, I call my man up. Yo, come change this. Boom, boom. Went and bought the hot water heater, put it in, and that's it. A lot of people will be like, man, oh my God, what do I do now? How do I go about this? You just got to have people on call, on the horn. Boom, listen, man, something happened.
You got connects.
Yeah.
Networking.
And the people that bend their back for you, you got to treat them good.
And that's because you treat people very well.
Yeah, thank you. I do, man. I like to treat people the way I like to be treated.
Yeah.
Just that comes like with the Airbnbs. If I go to an Airbnb, I don't want to see fingerprints nowhere. I don't want to see a piece of hair nowhere. I do their own cleanings. Me and my lady, we do our own cleanings. I don't hire nobody. I go in there, clean it to the T. You can eat off the floor.
Yeah, I've actually been to his Airbnb.
Oh, you went?
It's very nice. I was like, yo, we can do our podcast here.
Yeah. If you go on my Instagram, click on my link, and you'll see.
Yeah, what is it?
My Instagram is JR72. I mean, I don't post my stuff like that because I'm real private about my stuff. But, every now and then I'll throw a little sublime in my stories, like, like keep your head up, some positive stuff.
Yeah.
He's a real, as you can tell from the vibe, he's really, really generous. I actually asked him that. I was like, bro, you're so generous with your success jewels. How are you not, like most people, they're afraid that people would take the jewels and learn. So a lot of people hold on to secrets is what I'm saying.
Let me tell you
You're not like that. You just give up the game.
Let me tell you something, bro. I'm an open book. Like I told you before, I'm an open book too, especially when it comes to this. I want to see everybody win. I want everybody to feel the way I feel. I feel great.
Thank you, bro.
I feel great. And a lot of it is because of financial freedom, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, like the monetary things ain't everything in life. Health is wealth. But if you got a couple bucks in your pocket, man, bro, life is a lot easier.
It enhances things a little bit.
Yeah, and you get to live a little better. You know what I mean? So that keeps me at ease. I feel good that I can help people out with my gems. I tell you the truth, I've kept quiet. I've been keeping quiet about it a lot lately because a lot of people get offended by how I speak too sometimes because, I just put it the way it is, man. Like people ask me, yo, Jay, I want to get into a house. They know that I'm into real estate. All right, well, what type of house you want to get? I want my one family. Why would you want to do that? Oh, because I don't want to deal with real estate ain't for everybody. Oh, I don't want to deal with these tenants and stuff like that. I just want my own shit. Yeah, but you know that you signing a 30-year contract. That's a 30-year bid. You got to work for that. Why don't you just go get yourself a multi? Nah, I ain't doing that. So I start preaching to them on how to go about it and all that. And for some reason, it comes down to where, oh, this nigga don't want me to get this house. Man, he's hating.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell back because this is something that I was going gun-ho for. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if it's working for me, it's got to work for all of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So follow this blueprint and it'll work. So I fell back. Like if you ask me about it, I'll tell you. We'll sit here and talk about it all day. Before I would just come out and bluntly talk about it.
Right.
Now I just hold back. And then when you do ask me, my first question is, what type of house? Oh, one family. And then I start thinking like, damn, should I ask them why? So I just be like, all right, you want a one family? All right. You know that it's not that easy, man. That means that taking a day off after you exhausted all your 5 days that they give you at work, whatever it is that they give you, you're not gonna get paid for that one day that you take off. But you got to meet a certain amount of money at the end of the month to pay that mortgage. You're not gonna be able to do that, brother. Nah, this nigga, hey, he don't want me to get the house, so I just fall back, Yeah. But if you ask, I'll tell you. And my book is open. I'll tell you how to go about it, what to do. A lot of people charge for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Not me.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say it's important that you're so open to share because there's such a negative stigma about money within itself. Like in order to get money, you have to be stingy. You can't be and even with owning real estate and being a landlord. One thing that I'm hearing from you is it's kind of like you're still in customer service, even as a landlord. You're putting your tenants or your Airbnb, I guess, host or whatever it is.
I'm a super host at that too. I'm a super host,
and that comes through customer service. And even when it even started even further back when you were just willfully and willingly taking out the trash and collecting the rent, and just that brought so many opportunities, So I think that's very powerful. And that's something that shouldn't be disregarded. That one, you see that real estate, it's not just real estate; it's a people business as well, and also just being able and willing to go outside of your expectations, doing more than you're expected to do. you know, which went a lot. So that's powerful.
Another thing I do too, I tell all my tenants, listen, you know how much you gave me in the last 2 years? No, what? You gave me a down payment to buy your own house. I try to encourage my tenants to go buy a house.
See, even that, like, most people will want to keep them as tenants. You giving them jewels.
Because tenants you will always find, bro. People always need somewhere to live. Yeah. But if I can put some jewels into you, especially I got these tenants on my 3rd floor in the building. They're young girls. And I tell them, like, listen, man, you're young. Go get yourself a house. You know how much money you just gave me in the last 4 years? Yeah, but it's so hard. They like to go back to DR, back and forth. And, you know, they like to smoke the little hookahs and hang out. I'm like, yo, if you stop that at least for a year or two, and the income tax checks that you get, save those, put them away.
Ding, ding, formula jewel, sacrifice.
Sacrifice, bro. Everything's a sacrifice. Put that away for 2 years, both of y'all, and with your mans, because they live with their boyfriends and with their husbands. All 4 of y'all, put your income taxes away. Go get yourself a multifamily. And the whole family could live there if you want. But at least you're gaining. If the whole family's going to live there, you could charge them rent. Or if you don't want to charge them rent, everybody pays the mortgage, but you're gaining equity. You know what I'm saying? You ever want to sell that house or whatever, or you want to pull some money out of it, refinance it, whatever the case might be. You get a home equity loan, you know, but you're about something now. You're a homeowner.
Yeah.
You know
what you said about this people's industry, people's service is real, because it's part of the reason why I appreciated you as a real estate agent and why I recommend you. I always tell people the stories. When I was selling my property, one of the first things I had to do was clean my yard. My yard was looking crazy in East Orange, right? So he didn't just say, all right, True, listen, to get this house right, to sell it, you got to get your yard clean. Yeah, he literally pulled his sleeves up in that moment and started like cleaning.
He saw the opportunity of making that
money, with shoes on and everything. I'm like, damn. I was like, yo, I appreciate this, man. You helping me clean the yard?
Yeah, man,
yeah. So, yeah.
Saw the bigger picture behind it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's relationships. I still do that to this day. I was digging one of my last closings. I was in the backyard digging, trying to find where they had, like, what was it? It wasn't an underground tank, but it was something, and we couldn't get anyone there. So I went and got the shovel. Like, all right, look, we're gonna get this to the closing table.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, absolutely. You always go above.
Yeah, worm. As we start to land the plane, I like to say, I'll wrap it up. So one thing that I noticed too, and you mentioned it without actually using this word, but I noticed you have a marathon thinking. You're patient.
Oh, I'm very patient.
And so I find I've struggled with patience. I messed up a lot of opportunities. Oh no, I wouldn't say I messed up. I wasn't able to take advantage of a lot of opportunities because of my lack of patience. And definitely one thing that I see with people is they lack patience when it comes to money, or they want the microwave results. How did you develop patience, and what can you say about patience?
Well, patience, I have patience for this. Other than that, I don't have patience for the bullshit, anything else. But for this, I know what comes with this. This is not an overnight thing.
So just knowing that.
Just knowing that. You just got to have that in your head. Like I tell my daughter, I was like, listen, this is not an overnight thing. I know you're not making this a crazy, like, will you see me bringing in, you know, but you're bringing something in. I'm the type of guy that if I have $1 and you give me another $1, that's a profit to me. You know, anything's a profit. So that's the way I take it. That's the way I took it in the real estate game. Other than that, I don't have patience for the bullshit.
Gotcha.
But for the real
having
estate,
patience in the places.
right places. Like for real estate, you have to have patience, bro. You have to have patience.
If you can offer advice, you know, like, you know, and I know we spoke about the younger generation, but just universal advice. So like a lot of times I ask people, you know, what's your favorite book, or what's your favorite quote, or anything? What gem would you offer?
One of my favorite quotes, and for the longest, if you go slow, you're in control. If you go fast, you crash. And that in real estate, if you follow that, you're gonna be all right, man.
It's interesting because when we were hustling, you know, we would say slow money's for sure money.
Oh yes, definitely. That's another thing. That's why I think I lasted in the game so long, because I wasn't this wholesaler dealer, this Pablo Escobar guy. You know, to me, a wholesaler dealer, you're making money, but if you break that key down, you're making more money. You know how it goes. So street dealers to me would make more money than a wholesaler, if you ask me. Back then. Now I don't know how the shit goes, but back then a street hustler would make more money than a wholesaler. So, you know, like you said, slow money's for sure money.
So 2 more questions. I find that it's very important to have the right partner. You know what I mean? In the relationship. You know, even Napoleon Hill, who wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, he talks about this concept called the mastermind. And the mastermind is basically aligning yourself with a group of people who have the same goal but different talents, right? So he says one of the most important people in your mastermind is your wife, right? You know, or your husband, right? So I see you have your queen. I see y'all strong, taking trips, beautiful thing. When I spoke to her, she seems on point with the real estate.
Listen, bro, this girl right here, man. Like it's like Bonnie and Clyde. That's why we go everywhere together. We do things together. Everything's together. She helped me out a lot, man. She helps me out a lot. And when it comes down to the paperwork, like patience, I don't have patience for that shit. Like I'm the type of guy, like if it wasn't for her, when I was refinancing my house, I would call the lady like, hey, listen, yeah, we're gonna give you a call like a couple days. All right, boom. All right. She would ask me, then what happened? No, she said she was gonna even call in a couple of days. I mean, I don't know what else to do, man. I don't want to get on this lady's nerves. Don't worry about it. I got this. I don't know what she did, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. They got to each other. They started talking. Boom. Next week we refinancing.
Wow.
You know, when it comes down to my Airbnbs, she's my backbone, man. So she helps me out a lot. She does everything. I'll clean and then she'll come. You know, I'll sweep, mop. She'll come and do it over. You know, just to make sure that everything's running right.
So what relationship, like, how were you able to find a partner where you mesh on that level? You know, what relationship advice would you offer to find the right person, so to speak?
Well, if you're trying to start up something that's beneficial and financial freedom and stuff like that, you need a partner that's on the same level you are. You can't have someone that's always wants to go out, hang out, because you're not gonna get anywhere, bro. Believe it or not, spending $1 here, spending $1 there, you're putting a dent into your savings, to whatever it is that you're putting away. And with this lady here, man, she doesn't ask for nothing. And if I try to give her something, it's like, nah, you crazy? You're not buying me that. I have to go out of my way and do it on a sneak tip and be like, here. Oh my God, why'd you do that? How much did that? First thing, how much did that cost? Don't worry about it. You know, it's for you.
Peace to the queen.
Peace to the queen.
Yeah. So final question. Thank you for your time, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
1,000 years from now, right? Wait, before I ask, do you have any other questions?
No, I want to hear. Go ahead.
Okay.
Please. Yes.
1,000 years from now, right? Because you're gonna live a long.
Thank you. I'm trying to do the 100 years like my brother said.
Indeed.
Yes.
When they're reading your eulogy, in one sentence, how would you like to be remembered?
How would I like to be remembered? Wow. Just down to earth, helpful, because I'm very helpful.
You definitely are.
I say that now because we're here talking, you know, but just a kind person, man. I want to see everybody live, man. I want to see everybody. I'm the type of guy that I want to see everybody win. I want everybody to feel the way I feel, and I feel great. I feel good, man. Not only that, let me just say that real quick. I just went and got all my blood work done, so everything came out good. So that gives you a better. If I'm 52 years old, so that makes you feel even better. And I just want everybody to feel like I feel. When you talk about me, if he felt good, he wants you to feel the same way.
Love it. Thank you for coming, my brother. Peace and vow.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Mack.
Hey, some Mack, I guess. Appreciate you.
Subscribe, share, let's get it.
Yes.